Hello everyone, welcome to a pick to, wait, okay, hi, welcome. This is a pick crystal video. It's collective though, so this is for those who are of my collective. Welcome, my fellow light workers, welcome. Welcome those who are feeling encouraged to watch out of curiosity. So we have two crystals today. This is first crystal, and then this is the second crystal. There you go. So two crystals today. What I'm going to be doing, whatever one you resonate with, I will put down in the description box a time stamp so that you can jump to that pile. We're going to start with pile 1. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. And we're going to begin. So I'm going to start with different oracle decks to begin the reading. And then we'll see the details of what you need to know. So, yeah. The crystal you chose was about clearance. It's about releasing. It's about getting ready to welcome in new, but you have to release in the now. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So something in terms of releasing is looking at the emotional intelligence of who you are now. Looking at where exactly you have learned the lessons in terms of your emotions. Where are you able to kind of go back in the past and think about where before you thought you were of lack, now you know is part of the great expansion. We have nettle. Pay attention. So this is some type of emotion some type of emotional intelligence in terms of, at first it feels like it's too much. But you realize that it only feels like it's too much because you haven't learned how to control it in your own way. And right now with kind of the clearing, the releasing, this is talking about releasing, especially with any type of technology, any type of social media, any type of media outlet. Learning to look back on how social media, how technology, in terms of your emotional intelligence, how it has made you kind of feel like a certain emotion is too much. And whatever kind of like thing is coming up, that is something that looking at now is a way where it can help you. Looking at now is a way where it can arise certain types of kind of alertness. Because what I'm getting now is like, it's like this processing. And the more that you're releasing kind of what you think you've been, it's too much. And releasing that feeling like, oh, it's too much. Saying like, I release this feeling of it being too much to the divine. And you're renewing with a new kind of way of looking at it in terms of, yes, it was too much, but I have made a lot of headway in terms of understanding intelligence-wise, emotionally intelligence-wise, how to do different methods to be able to control this certain part of me that was once too much, into now being able to really get it into being just where it needs to be for much. Between dreams, mugwort. It reminds me of like the in-between, where it's like the where you're stepping in from the light to the shadows, or the shadow to the light. And it's like this feeling of moving forward, but you're feeling this hesitation because it's like this fear is holding you back. Because maybe before, when you move forward, it really hurt in terms of emotional intelligence, in terms of feeling like you can control, and maybe you couldn't control, and the outcome was very much so intense. The outcome was very much so you lost control. So that was the past. You lost control. Now you're looking for ways to renew yourself. And this will be able to allow yourself to feel balance in terms of appreciating your emotional intelligence, in terms of appreciating where you are right now. I'm getting that everything that you think you want isn't everything that you want. There's something in terms of kind of like, I'm getting like, you want to start a headway on this certain idea, but welcoming in why there is a certain resistance, welcoming in why something isn't exactly aligning with where you want to take yourself. The Hierophant in reverse and the Knight of Swords. I'm getting this idea of when you notice that you're hesitating, it's kind of like you literally sit down and you're just like, I'm not moving anymore until I recognize and realize what exactly before has made me feel very depleted, what before has caused this feeling of depletion, and learning how to trust that you're capable of releasing any emotional tie that ties you to this certain belief, this certain kind of belief that you think is like a personal fact or whatever. More so than anything, you're releasing the ties of that, the ties of the past beliefs, because it's kind of like you've been on this journey to feel this fulfillment in yourself and this appreciation, but there's this belief that you have to clear out in terms of your appreciation. Interesting. I'm getting this by going within, you'll be able to find without. By going within, you'll be able to find without. The hesitation, the feelings of lack, especially in the emotional intelligence, more so than anything, I'm getting keep it to yourself. I'm getting write more than speak. Write more than speak. And when it comes to writing in terms of getting different ideas like journal prompts, getting different ways, different methods to put down on paper, or however you're able to keep track and document. Specifically, document comes to mind when it comes to just getting this, pulling yourself back to the present moment of where your emotional intelligence is at. And when you choose to keep implementing pulling yourself back to the present moment, it will become easier and easier with time to get into that mindset of just subconsciously doing it. And it's kind of more so a habit. So these are the, okay. So we have the Six of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. I want to take 3 deep breaths. If you would love to, I would love for you to join me. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so what I just got from that was emotional intelligence is learning the wisdom of life through your emotions and learning how to listen to the sage that's within you. So with these cards, when it gets to these feelings, okay, for one, the feeling of you want to leave the situation before it's actually finalized, or you want to take your attention and put it in a new direction before it is finalized is the key thing. So it's kind of like you're leaving before saying goodbye to the host or to what you're working on. And then this one is 10 of Swords, meaning it's like burnout, emotional, but it's like from the sense of so many thoughts are on your mind, they're weighing you down, that they're depleting the life force energy within you, and really like to a point where it's like all that you can feel is the swords. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, meaning you are busy working, learning how to redirect and change the way that you're kind of like working with these 2 energies. And these 2 energies specifically are what you're looking to release. Awesome. Okay, so that's pile 1. I hope that was helpful. Let's do a past, present, future with everything that you've learned in this video. I'm gonna take 3 deep breaths again. Okay, so the past, the present, and the future. We're going to be looking at the past for you. So in the past, before this reading, this is where you were at. You're very much so you were in the hesitation stage of making a decision or following a certain idea with action, with dedication of action. And I'm getting that you were faulting because you weren't trusting the outcome because it was not organized enough in kind of the near foreseeable future. So it was causing a lot of, you don't know which way to go because you don't know which idea to take. There's a cat wanting my attention. Okay. All right. So now in the present. Whoo! What? All right, we got the Hanged Man and Wheel of Fortune. So right now, what is happening is the choices that you're choosing, the decisions that you're choosing to make, what you're deciding on doing is coming in terms of what is uncomfortable in your life. You are kind of in the present moment, because before, what I'm getting is that this energy, you are choosing how to release it so you're out of the Hanged Man energy. You're choosing how to really let go and let flow. All right, the future. Whoa. Okay, these. Okay. So the bottom card wanted to come out with, you have the Tower. Whoa. I'm looking at, you can't see right now. You don't know what it is, but I do. And oh my gosh. Whoa. Okay. Before I flip this, I want to do a little investigation because pretty intense. So the Tower is absolutely talking about there's going to be this kind of realization of what true reality is for you. Because I'm getting this idea that what you've been doing is choosing from your emotions when you need to just choose from a realistic, logistical standpoint. Or more than anything, you're choosing to reorganize your day and your mindset in more of a logistical, realistic standpoint of like, do you want to choose based off of your emotions, or do you want to let go based off of reality and let flow? Because I'm getting the idea that before, you've been choosing from this emotional response when you need to be choosing from a logistical response. So, yeah. Whoa. Am I on pile 2? I'm kind of lost in the sauce. I get lost in the sauce, y'all. I'm pretty sure. So when it comes to this, okay, I'll just say it. It's the devil. The devil is what was kind of like coming out. So it's going to be this type of realization that what has not been serving you is going to come forth to a point where you can't avoid it. Like, how can you avoid all that destruction? It's kind of like, in terms of it, you're going to see where the balance between like your ego being a bit too much, your ego has been a bit too much, and you're kind of seeing in physical reality areas where it has just been too much. My goodness. So what you're leaving behind is a very concrete way to understand your ideas, understand the thoughts that come forth, and how to actually deal with them, how to respond to them. What you are entering is a new way of looking at life, a new way of mindset when it comes to the journey you have set forth ahead of you for the unknown, and how to really respond to it in terms of yourself. So currently, the energy that you're really in, the energy that you're working in, is the energy of you found the next kind of pinpoint of where you want to go. You now know the form of how you need to get there within your mind, and you're making tiny, small steps every day towards the kind of formation of it on the reality side of it. So it's like the building before, right now it's like you're working on the plans for this building that you want to build into like this huge building, right? So it's kind of like you're working on the blueprint plans with where you're headed, and it's in the direction, like you've chosen the direction, you know everything logistically, and now you're setting forth action-wise, trusting yourself, trusting the source. If I said pile 2 earlier, I did not mean that. This is pile 1. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just all about truly dedicating towards the reason why you started in the first place. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be the last message for pile 1. Okay. So the last message, the last thing I want to talk about is really looking at and welcoming in every single type of, okay, I don't know what fell, but something totally just fell. But welcoming in every single type of kind of like feel to react, and kind of deciding and deciphering on, is it really something I want to react with? And really truly not judging in terms of how you feel from the get-go, like the original feeling. Learning how to just say, hey, I feel this hesitancy. I want to release it so I can have this open expansion of renewal or opportunity to find something new to feel. So I am. And it's like you're trusting that when you release, it is gone. And when you cut cords, it is cut. And learning how to just welcome in with open arms instead of like a security team or whatever, like trying to check you sort of thing. Because it's kind of like when you basically have judgment before something comes to you. Or even like, let's say someone just walks up to you, listening to yourself in terms of how you feel. Are you like open to seeing what they have to say, or do you feel kind of like protective over yourself? In terms of that, listening to yourself when it comes to that will be able to help align you to what you need to release even more. Okay, so that is pile 1. Look at all these beautiful cards here. Pile 1. Yes. And I will absolutely put down the name of the crystal. I will say it's fragile, the form I got, but I do take it everywhere. So I am someone who loves a sturdy crystal. We have pile 2. Pile 2, welcome. So this is about open expansion. Right from the get-go, this is about really you have released, you have made room, and now we're looking at, in terms of the room, what is to come. What is the opportunities? What is the directions that is going to be coming? Rewild plantain. So the direction is going actually back. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like I don't know what you call it. It's like this kind of like stick that would go and it'd go and it'd like make a circle or something but come back to you. I don't know what that is. I think, yeah, I used to, or frisbee, kind of frisbee, but frisbee really doesn't really come back. But basically what I'm trying to say is this whole direction that you're in is like you're taking a U-turn and you're coming back to a previous place. We have stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb, the void. So the direction that you're going is the direction of looking into what before kind of like you had a lot of uncertainty in. And what I'm getting is that what you have just released has allowed expansion on acting on your ideas. It's this expansion of trying without judgment. Interesting. So the void. So where the void is lying in, we have Page of Cups. We have the Three of Wands. We have Five of Swords. We have the Moon. And we have King of Cups. So the void, what you're really looking to refamiliarize yourself with is one, the bottom of it and the top of it is emotions. The bottom is Page of Cups, the top is King of Cups. So what you're doing is like what you're looking at in terms of it in yourself is in terms of your emotions, in terms of the emotions where before you felt kind of like numb with in areas of like, let's say you were trying to feel joy and you just for some reason don't know what it is to feel joy. What I'm getting is that you're doing the small actions that would bring you the awareness of that said joy, of that said emotion. And it's through this, I'm getting trial and error sort of mindset where you're acting, you're using what you have learned in the past in terms of your emotions. And there's this kind of like, you get to a point where you make some kind of error in terms of choosing based off your emotion. And so you're taking a step back and you're looking at your emotion in terms of what can I learn about this situation and really building off of instead of like destroying from. And you're able to allow yourself to look at in terms of where you're giving too much to the outside of you and where you need to give more to the inside of you. Because when it comes to emotions, you're really needing to rely on inside, going inside, the awareness of perspective in the present moment inside, like going inside. And this is where you're going to be able to find that mature knowledge that you have really adapted into through the process of, let's say, cause or air and reflect. So, wow, that was very thorough. That was a very, very thorough type of way, baby. Okay, yeah. It's really just like you're really focusing in terms of going within, but it's like you're kind of not having a lot of social time. Like you're not interacting a ton. But more so than anything, when you interact, what you're doing is honing in on how you feel and how you react. Or basically, when you react, what are you feeling? And so when you're able to kind of give yourself that outside perspective of your actions, you're able to really like, wow, my solar plexus is like opening. Or like, anyone else have a kind of tummy ache? Me too. But what you're doing is you're allowing this open expansion without needing to rule any type of judgment. And really just kind of like saying, okay, I feel a certain way. Okay, so let's say this. Let's just use me as a live example. This is what I'm talking about. I just noticed that my stomach was feeling very queasy, and I would appreciate this queasiness to be released from my body, or I release this queasiness from my body. So I take 3 deep breaths. I go, so I say, I'm present. And I say, Divine, I ask for this uncomfortable feeling to be released from my stomach, and any emotional ties to this feeling to be released. And I trust that those emotions are there to protect me. They're there for me. And that I recognize what I feel is for me, for my greater good, on my divine path, aligning with my divine self. And I ask that the cords be cut and the energy be sent back to the original sender. And I ask for my energy to be sent back to me, filled with love, filled with light, filled with prosperity, peace. I ask for the energies that are being sent back, transported to and from, to be transmuted, purified, cleansed, for all those intact with it. I ask for any and all ideas that are connected with any emotions that fill me with lack. I ask to be cut of those emotional ties, and I ask to be renewed with open expansion for what is yet to come, with expectation of none. So mote it be. Something like that. So it's really concentrating more so on just familiarizing yourself and saying words of releasing emotional tie with me to the present moment. Things that really like give you the perspective, the visualization of that cutting of the past and emotions. You're going to be able to really, really understand how the things that you thought before were scary are really just exciting adventures awaiting you. I like come up with so many different kind of phrases. I love it. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up this reading. I think, yeah, I feel like your message is very much so out there. You know what you need to focus on, though. Let's do a past, present, and future when it comes to this. When it comes to really looking at, I'm getting judgment of your emotional intelligence too. Okay, so your past, where you were before this reading, we have the Page of Swords. In the past, you were in the works of getting to know from an outside source ways of interacting with life in terms of your ideas, ways that you can look at life in terms of how you can find kind of like it's kind of like you look at a certain thing in life and you see a certain idea, or you recognize it, and it's recognizing your ideas when it comes to discernment. Okay, got a lot of cards for the past. So the main energy of the past is the Page of Swords, the Star, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 8 of Cups, and this is 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. So what we're looking at is, in terms of the past, you have had this like start, this segue on creating in terms of the great expansion of your project, of whatever it is that you're working on, but you were really looking towards moving on from this idea, this perspective of always searching for this fulfillment. And you're finding out that when you get to the present moment, you're able, like when you're able to bring your awareness to the present moment of where you're at, you're able to find that fulfillment within you. And it's kind of like what you've been looking all along has been inside of who you are, inside of your knowledge of self, authentic self. We have the Three of Swords, the Tower, Wheel of Fortune, and Ace of Pentacles for the present. So you're really making headway in terms of transforming what before filled you with this kind of like heartache. You're now physically making headway on, like, how would I put this? It's like you're basically destroying your own your old past beliefs that were holding you back by making action. Yeah. You're really like concentrating on how to make these revolutionary changes by just choosing a different kind of path on your current trajectory. Is that a word? I don't know. I think it is. Yeah, it is a word. Trajectory. Now the future. So something that is coming up is needing to take a step back and needing to reassess what it is that is weighing you down. I'm getting this idea that there will continue to be chaos in your mind when it comes to this process. Hold on. Until you learn how to rest and implement those actual small changes that would change up the way of being kind of overconsumed. Because right now there's still this kind of like link to, more than anything, it's like emotional burnout, but it's kind of like you're just being motivated by a reason, and reanalyzing and looking at the reason of motivation will really help clarify what you need to kind of like know about, to get to a place where you're able to release this way of kind of burdening yourself in this process of going through all these new things. Because when it comes to the new, there will be chaos, there will be unpredictableness because of the fact it's new and you don't know anything yet, or it's kind of like you have to do before you get to know, or you make errors and then you learn how to wise up yourself and mature yourself along the way. So yeah, that's the future for you guys in terms of it. Now, it doesn't mean that the hard work that you put in won't come out extraordinary. It will. All the hard work that you're putting in for yourself and your journey will come out. It's about being focused on really what is the true kind of important thing that you want to focus on right now, today, and focusing on that and just deciding kind of in the moment how you want to go about in the near future, how you want to go about today, and choosing what to focus on. Yeah. Okay, so that is the two piles. I appreciate you staying and watching. Thank you so much. I hope that I was able to clarify any kind of confusion that you have with chaos in terms of light and darkness for life, specifically your life. All right, until next time, I would myself actually drink some water. I'm gonna drink water and also this mango smoothie Mighty mango. Whoa. Yum. Okay, bye.